All right, thank you guys. Welcome to our NCAA basketball video here today for Thursday, March 18th. It's the first four of March Madness, and this ball matches my shirt. Anyway, if you're new here, I just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to my channel. My name is Brock Page, and I do sports picks for free right here on YouTube. If you want to find out how many of these picks are also being featured on my premium content, you may want to think about checking me out at patreon.com/BrockPage. I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. With that, guys, we're going to take a look at Texas Southern versus Mount St. Mary's, 5:10 p.m. Eastern tip-off. Now, the Mount is -1.5 in this 16 versus 16 matchup here. Total's 132. And if you like the Tigers of Texas Southern in a slight upset at Assembly Hall, they're catching even money on the money line. Now, we're 3-0 in our last three NBA tier package picks on my Patreon website. We're also hitting at 63% in our last 19 NBA tier package picks in that very same category. And if you want to join the 1,350 members who are currently signed up and active on that Patreon page, link for that site is in the description section below. Once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. Now, Texas Southern comes into this matchup on a 9-game winning streak, 7-2 against the number in those victories. Texas Southern has also got themselves a winning record in their contests away from their home court, and they rank in the top 5 in the entire country in offensive rebounding. Michael Weathers leads the Tigers with 16.5 points a game, along with 5 rebounds and 3 assists. Now, the senior guard has also recorded 48 total steals and 24 blocks thus far in the season. Meanwhile, John Walker III is averaging a dozen a night himself, along with 5 boards. Now, the 6'9 junior's got himself 25 total blocks on the season as well. Texas Southern is in the top 25 in the nation in defensive field goal percentage, and they also hold their opponents to just 30% shooting from beyond the arc. Now, they're taking on a Mount St. Mary's squad who lost more games than they won away from home this year. And as a matter of fact, the Mount comes into this contest just 2 games above 500. Now, the Mount averages just 63 points per contest, and they find themselves making just 42% of their field goals. And one thing to note, one of their alumnus, an old friend of mine who graduated from Mount St. Mary's, he still owes me $250. Yeah, that's right. Borrowed $250 from me a year ago and hasn't even contacted me, not even a text. I got. But anyway, Mount St. Mary's saw their last 3 straight get over the total, 4-1 to the over in their last 5. Meanwhile, Texas Southern is 6-3 to the over in their last 9 themselves, throwing out the Prairie View contest. The Tigers also come into this game 14-9 to the over for the entire season. I'm going to lean toward the underdog Texas Southern Tigers plus 1.5 in the over 132. Forget you, Mount St. Mary's. I do not like you. All right, next matchup, Drake versus Wichita State, 6:27 Eastern tip-off at the Mackey Arena. The Drake Bulldogs are the 2.5-point favorite, numbers 141 flat. If you like the Shockers of Wichita State and an upset in this one, they're plus $1.30 for some money line cash. Now, Wichita State has won 8 out of their last 9 ball games, top 20 in the country in defending the 3-ball. The Shockers give up just 67 points per contest, and they hold their opponents to just 29% shooting from beyond the arc. Now, Tyson Etienne is averaging 17 points per contest, along with 3.5 boards and a couple assists. The sophomore guard is also drilling 40% of his 3-pointers. Meanwhile, Altariq Gilbert's averaging double-digit points a game himself. 3 rebounds, 4 assists for Altariq. The Shockers won 6 of 9 away from their home court this season. They also held their opponents to just 40% shooting from the field. Now, they're taking on a Drake squad who lost 2 out of their last 3, and they averaged just 65 points per contest during that stretch. Now, they didn't have their leading scorer, Shanquan Hemphill, in those contests, and fortunately for them, they do get Hemphill back here today, but he missed almost double-digit games this season battling a foot injury, so I'm not even really looking for him to be 100% here in this game. And even if he is fully healthy, I got to expect a little sluggishness in his first game back, especially being in tournament play. Now, Drake failed to cover the number just 6 times this season, but 4 of those failures to cover were away from their home court. The Bulldogs also made just 34% of their three-pointers away from home as well. Now, total-wise, Drake did see contests with Bradley, Loyola Chicago, and Northern Iowa stay under the number within their last handful of outings. Meanwhile, Wichita State saw their last 2 straight stay under the line themselves, 5-2 to the under in their last 7. I'm going to lean toward the underdog Wichita State Shockers plus 2.5 and the under 141. All right, next contest, it is going to be Appalachian State versus Norfolk State, 8:40 p.m. Eastern start time. The Appy State Mountaineers are the 3.5-point favorite. Numbers 133 juice to the over. Now, Appalachian State won 5 out of their last 6 ball games, 5-1 against the number during that span. Mountaineers covered 60% of their ball games away from their home court this season, and they finished in the top 40 defensively in points allowed. The Mountaineers are giving up only 64 points per contest. They're holding their opponents to just 32% shooting from downtown. Adrian Delph is scoring over 13 points per contest, along with 4.5 rebounds. Now, the junior guard has also recorded 35 total steals and 14 blocks. Meanwhile, Justin Forrest is scoring 13 points a game himself, 3 rebounds and a couple assists for the 6'2 senior. Now, Forrest has also recorded 38 total steals defensively. They're taking on a Norfolk team who's just 43% from the field. And when it comes to the total in this one, the Spartans of Norfolk State, they come into this contest 12-9 to the over for the entire season. Meanwhile, Appy State saw 2 out of their last 3 get over the number themselves, 4-3 to the over in their last 7. I'm going to lean toward the Appalachian State Mountaineers minus 3.5 and the over 133. And with that, guys, we're going to dive into our next and final matchup of the show. It is going to be UCLA versus Michigan State, 9:57 Eastern tip-off at the Mackey Arena. Now, the Michigan State Spartans are the 2.5-point favorite. Total is 134. Now, the Spartans come into the tourney here losers of 3 out of their last 5 ball games. As a matter of fact, these guys really struggled away from the Breslin Center this season. Just 3-8 straight up as the official road team, 0-1 in their lone neutral site contests. Sparty has also successfully covered the number in just 25% of those contests away from home as well. So certainly not a great ball club away from East Lansing. Now, the Spartans averages 69 points per contest, and they make only 42% of their field goals. They're taking on a UCLA squad who was literally just 17-5 a few weeks ago before going on a bit of a skid to close out the regular season. Having said that, though, the Bruins make nearly 38% of their three-pointers, and they're currently in the top 25 in the nation in defensive rebounding. Now, UCLA is giving up just 68 points per contest as well. Johnny Juzang is scoring 14 points a game along with 4 rebounds. The 6'6 guard, is also drilling 92% of his free throws. Meanwhile, Jaime Jaquez is averaging nearly a dozen a night himself, along with 6 rebounds. Total-wise, UCLA went 3-0 to the over in their neutral site contest this year, 4-2 to the over in their last 6 outings at any location. I'm going to lean toward the underdog UCLA Bruins plus 2.5 and the over 134. And with that, guys, we're going to dive into our quick pick recap. Once again, powered to you by my Patreon website. I like Texas Southern plus 1.5 over 132. Wichita State plus 2.5 under 141. Appalachian State minus 3.5 over 133. Before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, one final reminder that we are 3-0 in our last 3 NBA tier package picks on my Patreon website. We're also hitting at 63% in our last 19 NBA tier package picks in that very same category. I like the UCLA Bruins plus 2.5 and the over 134. One final reminder here, guys. All the content on my YouTube channel is for entertainment purposes only. I don't make any guarantees of any kind. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. If you guys decide to get a package here today, just keep in mind we'll bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, happy Thursday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.